So this is unboxing the Yamaha NX-N500 speakers. As you can see, it's quite a big box. It's quite heavy as well, weighs 14.5 kilos, so yeah, no sign when it comes to a set of speakers that it's nice and heavy. On the outside of the box you can see up here we've got all the logos, the MusicCast, iPhone, iPad, Spotify, etc, etc. Black and white print to the outside with the white highlighted cones, harking back to the lineage of Yamaha coming from the NS10 speakers that were a staple of every recording studio from the 80s onwards, and sort of indicating that these speakers inherit the same genes. On this side you can see a line diagram of the back of the speakers showing all the ports available on them, and on this side you've got the MusicCast logo and just the specification to say that these are the white ones rather than the black ones. Went for the white option, one because they're going on a white unit, and two because they're much more wife friendly than the black speakers. Also, I'm told, less likely to show up as much dust. On top of the box you've got all the various copyright information for the different brands, and then Spotify, Pandora, Napster and Juke, indicating that these are the main streaming services that are supported by Yamaha MusicCast. So let's open them up. I should say this is an ex-demo pair, so the packaging materials have been opened before, I presume, and may be slightly different in the ones that you get. Okay, so opening the box. Inside we've got some packaging cardboard, then all the manuals and leaflets that come with it. So here there's the instruction manual, then we've got various supplemental manuals that come with it. So there's a supplement for Napster, there's one for Juke, and there's one for the MusicCast system in general. Couple of advertising leaflets, MusicCast, Spotify, and a supplement for Spotify as well. Then we're into the cables and accessories. So here's the remote control, a little credit card type affair, various buttons, 2 power leads, one for each speaker, standard 3-pin IEC kettle connector, then the 2 audio leads. So there's one here that looks like an RJ45 network type lead. That's for the signal between the 2 speakers, and then this one is a 3-pin XLR plug to socket, which is labelled up as the balancing lead. So these are the 2 cables that connect the 2 speakers together. So under here are the speakers. So there's the speakers in their packaging materials. So we'll lift one of these out. So this is the speakers now out of the box. You can see this, as I said before, this is the white version rather than the black version. I think there's also a wood effect version available, but they're essentially all the same, and they all have this signature Yamaha white cone on the front, harking back to the classic Yamaha NS10 speakers of recording studios of the past. So if we look at the front of them, they're both the same, except this one being the master speaker, the left speaker, has a tiny LED on the front here just underneath the tweeter, which is a status LED to show its power and signal. If we flip them round one at a time, this is the right speaker, so this is just got an input. So we have a power in at the bottom, and we have the 2 link cable connectors here, the RJ45 link cable and what the Yamaha refer to as the balancing XLR cable. On the back you can also see there's a big bass port and a nice big heatsink for the internal amplifier, because each of these are active speakers and powered by the mains. If we go for the main speaker and turn it around, you can see there's a lot more on this one. You've got the same as on the previous one, in such as the heatsink, power and the 2 link cables, but then we've also got a wireless antenna for the Wi-Fi connection. Then at the top here we've got the connections, so we've got a network RJ45 LAN connection. As with all Yamaha MusicCast equipment, they have a network connector on the back of them, so for plugging straight into the network. It's got a USB connector, optical in, and a tiny little 3.5mm auxiliary in. So there's plenty of ways of getting sound into this without even thinking about the app and various things like that. Then down at the bottom here you've got the wireless part of it, so there's a power switch at the bottom for powering it on. Then you've got a source selector, wireless direct for connecting your phone directly with wireless to the device, connect button for initiating connection to the MusicCast, and a wireless switch to turn it off or onto auto, and then obviously the volume control at the bottom. Now, casing wise, very solid case, very smooth edges, no seams around it. Feels very premium sort of finish to it, although it's a matte finish rather than a gloss finish, but it does feel very premium. Very similar to the finish that Yamaha use on their professional studio speakers. For comparison, that's a Yamaha HS50 studio speaker. As you can see, very similar in design, very similar in size. These are slightly bigger, I think because of the extra functionality that they have in for the MusicCast part of the system, but in terms of finish and build wise, they're very similar. Very similar sort of size and similar sort of spec, and you can see the same sort of finish around the edge here of the seamless plastic, and it's the same sort of matte finish plastic that they have to them.